All right, my fair comrades, there is now an application for the eRide 3.0, 2.0, S, the whole lineup. It used to just be for the SR, the flagship model. It's the same app, and interestingly enough, as long as I've owned this bike, which has been over a year, there's been a Bluetooth card on board, but the application hasn't been available. It sure is now. It's called the eRide Pro application. It is on Apple and the other one. Interesting, my Action Cam is listed here. We're gonna select the controller for the bike. It's connecting via Bluetooth. There's not a whole heck of a lot of customization in this app, but I am glad it exists. Over here in preferences, you can set a PIN code to access your vehicle. That is a cool little safety feature. Diagnostic over here. It's just that. It shows you the voltage of your battery, status, currently in park. Controller is 38 degrees Celsius. And there's a green check showing that everything's working as it should. Over here in Tune, if you click on this far right icon, this is going to be some of your sensors. Tilt is a good one to leave on. I'm doing wheelies and I've never had it cut power just from that, but I have tipped the bike over and the throttle got pinned on the ground and then the tilt sensor kicked in and turned the bike off. So it's a nice safety feature. Kickstand sensor doesn't matter because I have an aftermarket one that doesn't register anyway. So I do need to look down manually and make sure the kickstand's up every time I ride. Motor temperature sensor, incredibly important. If you're throwing a 00C00 error code, when you go full throttle on your bike, it's spoofing itself saying that it's overheating when it's really not. So go ahead and turn off the motor temperature sensor. Parking sensor, I personally like to leave that on as well. Regen strength, I have this cranked all the way to 100, and this is going to be proportional to the mode. So when you have it off in the center, that is 0 regen, basically free coasting like a bicycle. 1, pretty aggressive. 2, much more, is all adjustable from this slider right here. And then over here in tuning, it is the 2 rider modes. So you have S for sport and E for eco, which out of the box is 4 kilowatts max in eco and 15.8, we'll go ahead and round up 16 when in sport mode. But you can adjust that here. And if you click on the question mark icon, it'll tell you, what is the maximum speed? Well, are you stupid? It's how fast your bike can go. I've heard rumors online that with this new app, it added a little bit of power to the bike. That's a bunch of hoo-hockey. I haven't noticed a single bit of difference. Where I did notice is the acceleration curve, because by default, it wasn't this flat linear default. It was like that or something weird. So I just put the dot right in the center, and then max speed in reverse by default's at 3. I bumped it up to 7 because I like to go a little bit quicker in reverse if I go too far down a trail or I'm trying to back up a hill or something. And then go ahead and hit save to do just that, save your changes. So a very basic app, not much customization, even less than the Electro & Co True Moto app for their aftermarket controller, but it is nice that this does exist now for the other bikes, not just the SR. Having said that, when you get an aftermarket controller like a EBMX 9000 V3, you get an application that can do a whole heck of a lot more. That controller will be installed and reviewed sometime in the future on this channel. Subscribe so you do not miss that. Something tells me I should just leave that in until I get home or closer to the house. Ooh, but I want to pull it out. It's gonna start hissing air at me, I bet you. Damn, so that was in my, that's a nail. Now, I don't hear any air leaking out of here, but I'd actually be shocked if that only hit the tire and not the tube. This does have tube in it.